The Twins have a big third inning against Lance Lynn. It was enough in today's win. So much to discuss on today's Locked On Twins postcast.
You are Locked On Twins postcast, part of Locked On Sports Minnesota, your team every day.
And welcome to another edition of our Locked On Twins postcast. Today is Saturday, July 16th. I'm the host of Locked On Twins, Nash Walker, here with writer and reporter at Access Twins, Brandon Warren. Before we get started, betonline.net is your number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's NHL playoffs and Major League Baseball. BetOnline is where the game starts. Brandon, Twins get a much-needed victory, beat the White Sox 6-3 Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that kind of concerned me was the offense going quiet after the third inning. The bullpen and the way it was managed was enough to hang on. Dylan Bundy was, I think, mostly good. I had no real issues with how he pitched and how he was used. But I do think, too, that I think you could see why Dylan Bundy and some of these starters get used the way they are, because going back for that extra inning, whether it's 70 pitches, 80 pitches, 90 pitches, and Gleeman tweeted it, third time through the order, Twins starters have been pretty murky. So a good team win. Twins back up, 4 games now? So they're in a good spot.
Jorge Polanco hits a big home run. Carlos Correa gets on the board. He grounded into a double play in a big spot last night. Comes through today in the third inning, Brandon, to get things going. Luis Ariz also hit a solo homer to lead it off for the Twins. So home run ball came into play today.
Yeah, and I think that it's nice to see that this offense can do that when needed, and mostly because I don't think their identity is the home run ball anymore. And obviously, it's not 2019, but there are going to be times where, I think we kind of talked about this, and I think you actually tweeted about it today, that this offense is going to have to come out and kind of beat some people up to win big games. And to some extent, that's what they did today. It was a very inconsistent effort, very top of the game heavy, but at the end of the day, it's a W, and that's all that matters.
You can sense when Baldelli and the Twins are going hard for a win, and especially with the All-Star break coming up too. But Yohan Duran throws 40 pitches, Brandon, in a 2-inning outing. We haven't seen that, I don't think, at all this year. And honestly, we haven't seen him go out there for a second inning. I can't think of the last time that happened. So that was really pushing it there at the end.
It hasn't been much, if it has been at all. And to getting Griffin Jacks up when they did, to me, they went Bundy, McGill. I think McGill is kind of working into that circle of trust, but at the same time, they had Jacks loosening up where it was like, all right, it's the 6th inning. We might want to start clamping this thing down, because if the White Sox get back into the game, they've got some late inning relievers that can really shut you down. And I think it's very telling in any given game. If you look at the pitchers that Tony La Russa uses, if you see Banks, Foster, Ruiz, and Lambert, they're behind. If you see Graveman, Hendricks, and
Kelly,
Lopez, they're ahead. And it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just, I think it's very predictable. And so for the Twins to do what they did, again, to me, makes sense. But nice job locking it down by the bullpen after Dylan Bundy was, again, mostly good.
Well, let's talk about Bundy. This is one of the first, actually strong starts we've seen from a Twins pitcher. It feels like Joe Ryan pitched well against Milwaukee, but overall, guys just haven't thrown the ball very well, and Bundy kind of set the tone today, Brandon.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at his Fangraphs page because that's my go-to play. So his ERA is, 4.71? Trying to get and stuff like that. Came in 3.92 expected ERA, strikeouts and all that really there. Apparently he does not have a live update for his pitching, but ERA is higher than you'd like, but I think the home run rate has really come down to a point where you can actually kind of feel good that he's not going to go out there and give up 2 homers in every single start. I've said he's done a pretty good Michael Pineda impersonation. That is not the Michael Pineda that has gotten absolutely bombed today by Cleveland. However, he's going to have to eat that because they got a bunch of, I think that tomorrow they got, I don't know if they have a rookie starting or if it's a doubleheader. I can't remember what exactly, but I saw someone say that Pineda was going to have to eat that one. So that's a tough one. But Bundy is done. a pretty good impersonation, and somebody's got to be the stopper when things are going wrong. Twins don't like to lose more than 3 games in a row, and it stopped here as well.
Jorge Polanco in the 5-hole just adds a whole nother dimension. We've talked about him when he came back, but he comes through. And when he's swinging the bat like that, Brandon, he's hitting for power. It feels like this lineup is so dynamic, and there's something about him being back as the switch hitter and finally swinging the bat. We know he can.
He annihilated that baseball. And Lance Lynn, I actually tweeted it too, was Lance Lynn never wants to be in Minnesota. And so this was more of the same from 2018. But Polanco, when you see him get a hold of one to center, he has kind of this rock in his swing and his finish where it's like he's admiring a job well done. And another one that I think of where I think he did something like that was the home run off Jorge Lopez back in the Orioles series at Target Field. But he's up to 246, 350, 438 across the slash. You will take those numbers from a very solid defensive second baseman who can sneak over to short every now and then if Correa needs a day off. I think he's kind of the unsung hero of this team. I think, obviously I've said Gio Urshela is their it guy, and they obviously have their big guys at the top. But Jorge Polanco kind of connects the two, and him in the middle of the order with Alex Kirilloff, who hopefully is okay. We don't know why he left the game, but has been swinging it better lately. Jose Miranda been swinging it better lately. It all comes back to that offensive depth that you and I have been preaching now for, I think, about 3 months on this show.
What's the significance of winning this game, Brandon? Because you got Dylan Cease on Sunday against Chris Archer, and the Twins bullpen has been taxed. Now, they do have the All-Star break. You wonder if someone like Jax would go 3 days in a row. Probably not, and assume Duran for sure is down Sunday. So what's the significance of holding on here Saturday?
It's when you empty your salvo and it doesn't work is especially frustrating, or you empty your bag of tricks, so to speak, because we saw that happen a couple times earlier this season where they went, Jax, Duran, Pagan, which at the time was kind of their 1, 2, 3. Pagan wasn't better than Duran, but Duran was getting the middle of the order, and we'd see then Pagan make it blow up, and it would get people really frustrated, and I would understand because, when you line things up the way you want and you lose, it's really painful. Now, with that said, tomorrow is going to be tricky. Archer has only been really good for 4, maybe 5. He hasn't pitched now in a couple weeks. I don't know if they plan to. I think the move might be Devin Smeltzer down for Chris Archer up, but I'm not sure. But if they sent Smeltzer out and brought back another guy who could just cover them for maybe an inning or two in a quasi, not mop up, but like a bridge role, I can see that happening. The problem is I'm not really sure who it would be. So I'm curious how it's going to happen, but I think Tyler Duffy is going to be their major leverage guy tomorrow. And who knows if they're going to need one.
Well, the Twins have beat up Dylan Cease pretty good in his career. And I know this version of Dylan Cease looks a lot different. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball this year in the first half. However, the Twins have gotten to him before. So you just worry about today, think about tomorrow, and they got that win.
The Twins have hit pitchers of that caliber. They just did it to Josh Hader, too. They broke Josh Hader like they broke Aroldis Chapman last season. So I saw someone celebrating that, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. But the Twins, and we've said this, too, they won Kevin Gausman game, so nothing's off the table.
Well, they won the Chris Archer, Nestor Cortez game at Target Field. Nestor was coming in with a 0.5 ERA or something crazy.
Yep,
so
exactly.
You never know. Any given Sunday, literally, and the Twins will go for the split heading into the All-Star break. Brandon, thank you so much, sir. Been an amazing first half. We will be back in the second half as well, and I can't wait to join you then. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your comments. Hey, dude said he's optimistic. Hey, dude, Kirilloff did bat late today, so when they brought Buxton in, it removed DH and then put Celestino in left field. So apparently defensive move, hopefully there for Alex Kirilloff. Let's hope. Brandon, thank you, sir. We'll talk soon.